back of her screen board, or is it all good?
All good. Very
So good.
professional.
All right. Yeah, this is probably the hardest part for me is the screen thing. Oh, is it still there?
Yep.
You're good. Bona fide screen share.
I can't see it myself. Wait a second. Um, my screen. All right. Awesome. Now you can see the whole thing still?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm going to be able to move on it. Let's see. How do I move on the screen? Someone good at that, tell me. There's already like an arrow on it that isn't mine and then mine.
Try scrolling up and down.
Yeah, the screen is very important today because there's going to be a lot of reading. It's a long purport. There we go. Maybe that's it. All right, I think I got it. Thank you for your patience. And I'm not able to do it again. I either have you guys blocking it and I can move on it, or
Maybe just do it where we block it and you can move on it so you can read it is maybe more important.
okay.
There, it's moving.
It's moving, but now you guys are blocking it. I might read from my Bhagavatam.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Sorry.
I know.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So I am offering my obeisances to all of you, to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, my spiritual master, to my whole generation after Prabhupada left, the generation of devotees that stuck through, and I'm just so grateful to all of them. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I did want to sing Jai Radhamadava, but then I sung it with Adi Purush Prabhu. Thank you. So please let my reading of the purports in this translation of these verses be easy for you to hear. Please drink them in through your ears and let your heart overflow. May you feel Radha Muralidar's reciprocation with you personally. Know that their mercy is here with you. So these words, it's going to be reading, but it's non-different than Krishna. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. And I actually gifted this to quite a few people, the Bhagavatam. Different yoga studios on the other side of the river and friends in that world and it's just nice to know that like they have this presiding deity, right? And where the Bhagavatam is, Krishna is. So I'm going to read the summary of the 10th canto. Then I'm going to read text 1, because text 1 is the question that's being asked. And then I'm going to read the text 47 through 50. And then we'll chant the verse 50, because that's the one we're going to focus on, which is the answer, and read the purport. So it's a lot of hearing. So yeah, I just pray that my voice, it's not like, oh, somebody's reading and you're checking out. Please just Just drink it in. Thank you. So this is chapter 87, the prayers of the personified Vedas. This chapter presents the prayers of the personified Vedas, glorifying the personal and impersonal aspects of Lord Narayan. King Parikshit asked Srila Sukadeva Goswami how the Vedas can directly refer to the supreme absolute truth, Brahman, since the Vedas deal with the material realm governed by the three modes of nature, and Brahman is completely transcendental to these modes. In reply, Sukadeva Goswami described an ancient encounter between Sri Narayan Rishi and Narada Muni at Badrik Ashram. Traveling to that sacred hermitage, Narada found the Lord surrounded by exalted residents of the nearby village of Kalapa. After bowing down to Narayan Rishi and his associates, Narada submitted this same question to him. In reply, Narayan Rishi related an account of how his very question had been discussed long ago among the great sages living on Janaloka. Once these sages, feeling inquisitive about the nature of the absolute truth, chose Sanandana Kumar to speak on the subject. Sanandana told them how the numerous personified Vedas, appearing as the first emanations from the breathing of Lord Narayan, recited prayers for his glorification just before the creation. Sanandana then proceeded to recite these elaborate prayers. The residents of Janaloka were perfectly satisfied. Guess I need to move that down for you guys. Upon hearing Sanandana's recite the prayers of the personified Vedas, which enlightened them about the true nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they honored Sanandana with their worship. Narada Muni was equally satisfied to hear this account from Sri Narayan Rishi. Thus, Narada offered his obeisances to the Lord and then went to see his disciple, Vedavyas, to whom he explained everything he heard. So that's the overview, and it might be a little hard to take in all the names and everything, but here's text 1, and this is the question that's being put forward for the whole chapter, and we're finishing the chapter today. So the question is, Sri Parikshit said, "O Brahmana, how can the Vedas directly describe the supreme absolute truth who cannot be described in words? The Vedas are limited in describing the qualities of material nature, but the Supreme is devoid of these qualities, being transcendental to all material manifestations and their causes." So sometimes we have these big questions, and here is a big question. So we're going all the way to 47, where we're going to start for today. And I implore all of you to listen to Krishna book. You can listen to it on audio, and it's chapter 18, and that's this whole chapter that we've been studying here. So here we have these 4 verses, which are the answers. And I'm not going to do the Sanskrit for the first 3. Sukadeva Goswami continued, after saying this, Narada bowed down to Sri Narayan Rishi, the foremost of sages, and also to his saintly disciples. He then returned to the hermitage of his father, Dvapayana Vyas. Vyasadeva, the incarnation of the personality of Godhead, respectfully greeted Narada Muni and offered him a seat, which he accepted. Narada then described to Vyas what he had heard from the mouth of Sri Narayan Rishi. Thus I have replied to the question you asked me, O king, concerning that the mind can have access to the absolute truth, which is indescribable by material words and devoid of material qualities. He is the Lord who eternally watches over the universe, who exists before, during, and after its manifestation. He is the master of both the unmanifested material energy and the spirit soul. After sending forth the creation, he enters within it, accompanying each living entity. There he creates the material bodies and then remains as their regulator. By surrendering to him, one can escape the embrace of illusion. Just as a dreaming person forgets his own body, one who wants liberation from fear should constantly meditate upon him, Lord Hari, who is always on the platform of perfection and thus never subject to material birth. So here we go. This text 50 is the exciting text. I think we could all kind of tune out to the previous text because it's like this one's going here, this one's asking that. But here is the actual answer, which we all are yearning to know, right? Because many great devotees have written on this. Parikshit is actually asking, how is it possible, this absolute truth? So he's asking, like, is it the impersonal Brahman? Is it the Paramatma that's located in everyone's heart? Or number 3, is it the relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, this personal? So he's asking this really wonderful question, and we can spend hours dissecting that. But I'm going to talk about some other things today. So this verse is a 19 stanza verse, and it doesn't show up in any of the other verses like this. So I studied on how to read it. I listened to people's classes. Anyway, it's one of these verses that you just have to say the words. So I'm gonna go through it. And then I want you to really listen to the word for word, because when we hear the word for word, and that's something that I implored the devotees to start doing again, then we start to understand that actually we do know some Sanskrit, because there are some words in here that are familiar to us, even if we're not Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So it's interesting. It can become part of our language. So just bear with me for this 19 stanza Sanskrit. Yosho prekshaka adi madhya nidhane yod vakta jiveshvaro yosvet vedam anus pravishva Krishna chakre puraha shastritaha yam sampadya jahatya ajam anus shai supta kulayam yata tam kaival ya nirast yonim abhyam dayat ajashram harim. So I hope that came across. So here's the word for word. Yaha, who, asye, this universe, utprekt shakaha, the one who watches over, adi, in the beginning, in its beginning, madhye, middle, nidhane, the end, yaha, who, avyakta, of the unmanifested material nature, jiva, of the living entities, Ishvaraha, the Lord, Yaha, who, Stresva, having sent forth, Idam, this universe, Anupravishya, entering. Here, let me get this down for you guys. It's word for word. Krishna, along with the Jiva soul, Chakre produce, Puraha bodies, Shastri regulates, Taha them, Yam to whom, Sampadya by surrendering, Jahati gives up, Ajam the unborn, material nature, Anushai embracing her, Suptaha asleep, a sleeping person, Kulayam his body, Yata as, Tam upon him, Kaivalya by his purely spiritual status, Nirasta kept away. Here's one, Yomim material birth, Abhyam for fearlessness, Dvityat one should meditate, Ajashram incessantly, Harim the Supreme Lord Krishna. Translation. So I'm going to read this translation 3 times. It's going to be very exciting. So this is the second time we're hearing this. He is the Lord who eternally watches over the universe, who exists before, during, and after its manifestation. He is the master of both the unmanifested material energy and the spirit soul. After sending forth the creation, he enters within it, accompanying each living entity. There, he creates the material bodies and then remains as their regulator. By surrendering to him, one can escape the embrace of illusion, just as a dreaming person forgets his own body. I've had some great dreams lately. One who wants liberation from fear should constantly meditate upon him, Lord Hari, who is always on the platform of perfection and thus never subject to material birth. Purport by the disciples of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. By glancing upon the dormant universe at the time of sending forth the Jiva souls into creation, the Supreme Lord provides all necessities. So listen clearly. This is really rich, this purport. Sorry about that. I guess that's a sign that what I'm saying is true. That's my washing machine confirming that this purport is really rich. For those living entities who are fruit of workers, he provides the intelligence and senses needed to achieve success in material work. For those who seek transcendental knowledge, he provides the intelligence by which they can merge into the spiritual effulgence of God, thus obtaining liberation. And for the devotees, he provides the understanding that leads them to his pure devotional service. To arrange for these varied facilities, the Lord impels material nature to begin the process of universal evolution. Thus, the Lord is nimitta karanam, or effective cause of creation. He is also the upadana karanam, the ingredient cause, inasmuch as everything emanates from him, and he alone is constantly present before, during, and after the manifestation of the created cosmos. Lord Narayan himself states this in the Chakrasloti Bhagavatam. So yes, this is Lord Narayan speaking himself right in the Bhagavatam. Aham evasam evagre nanyadyat sad asat param paschadaham yad ekacha yo vashishyate sosmin aham. It is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation, when there was nothing but myself, nor was there the material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now as is also I, the personality of Godhead. And after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of Godhead. This is from the Bhagavatam 2:9-33. And these are part of the four original verses that I'll speak about it a little bit. Maybe I should keep reading, but actually Krishna speaks to Lord Brahma. Primeval Maya and the Jiva soul may deserve the respective titles of Upadana and Nimitta, causes of creation in a relative sense, but the Lord, after all, is the origin of both of them. Until he chooses to accept the mercy of the personality of Godhead, the Jiva soul is Anusayi, helplessly bound up in the embrace of illusion. When he turns to the Lord's worship, he becomes Anusayi in a different sense, fallen like a rod to pay obeisances at the Lord's feet, right? Humility. By that surrender, the soul easily casts illusion aside, even though the liberated soul may still seem to be living in a material body. The connection he has with it is only an external appearance. He pays no more regard to it than a sleeping man pays to his body while busily engaged far, far away in his dream world. One gives up ignorance by abandoning false identification with one's material body. Sometimes one can achieve this state only by a severe effort that takes many lifetimes. But in some cases, the Lord may show special consideration for one he favors, regardless of how little credit the soul may have earned by regulative practice. In the words of Sri Bhishma Dev, yam iha nirakshya hata gata sarvupam. Those who simply saw Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attain their original forms after being killed. That's from the Bhagavatam 1:9-39. That even demons like Aga, I love these pastimes, Baka and Keshi were liberated by Lord Krishna without having performed any spiritual practices, is an indication of his unique position as the original personality of Godhead. Knowing this, we should put aside all fear and doubt and give ourselves fully to the process of devotional service. As his final words of a commentary on this chapter, Srila Sridhar Swami writes, Sarva Shruti Shiro Ratna Nirajita Padam Bhujam Boga Yoga Padam Vande Madhavam Karmi Nam Rayo. With their effulgence, the crest jewels among all the Shrutis offer arti to the lotus feet of Lord Madhava. I pay homage to him who bestows the material enjoyment honored by material workers, and who also grants the divine connection with him, prized by those who bow down to him with reverence. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also takes the opportunity to offer his humble obeisances. Hey Bhakta, Dvam Aham Chanchad Vallabhi Rati Vo Manuk Prashadam Labhatam Yasmad Vishita Sveshta Natati. So instead of the growling of Nrsingadev with Adi Purush's chorus, he will have the woof, woof, woof. Oh, devotees, this poor creature is standing in your doorway. Give it, get down there. Sorry, guys. I really want you to be able to read along. This is the last quote. Oh, devotees, this poor creature is standing in your doorway, waving his tail and barking. Please let him have a little prasadam so that he may become exceptional among dogs and get the best of masters as his owner. Here the Acharya makes a pun of his own name, Vish, Ishta, exceptional, Swa, Eva, like a dog, Nata, Ati, having a master. So Vish, Swa, Nata. So if you leave off the parentheses, that's having a master. Such is the perfection of Vaishnav humility. Thus ends the purport of the humble servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, to the 10th canto, 87th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Prayers of the Personified Vedas. So with all that, I'm seeing I don't really have much time, but I have a lot to share, but not too much. So you guys can cut me off at some point, but not yet. So in this purport, I do offer my prayers to my guru. I would like to chant Om again and all that, but now I feel like I have no time. So in this purport, there's kind of 4 points here. Krishna is eternally existing before, during, and after creation. There's a glance of Krishna on Brahma, and that's when this other verse gets chanted, this Chakra Shloki verse. And that's like considered the first 4 verses of Bhagavatam, even though it's hidden inside. Number 2, Krishna is the cause of all causes and in control of everything. So like, I'm one of those people that like, oh, but we have our karma. So I listened to Tamahar and he said, yes, maybe other factors may come in, right? Like that we might be, adding to this cause, but ultimately Krishna is the final cause. So there's wonderful description in this Krishna book about all the ingredients. So he talks about these different ingredients, right? So there's the pottery wheel, and then there's the clay, which has the earth, and then the maker of it, but it's like all of it together. Number 3, the jiva can transcend material nature by surrendering, by connection with Krishna. And number 4, Krishna has special relationship to his devotees. And, in the purport, it did say that he gives special favor to his devotees. I do want to chant this one more time, this translation, and then speak to that, because I really like part of this verse. He is the Lord who eternally watches over this universe, who exists before, during, and after its manifestation. He is the master of both the unmanifested energy and the spirit soul. After sending forth the creation, he enters within it, accompanying each living entity, right? There's that personal connection. There he creates the material body and then remains as their regulator, like the 2 birds. He's sitting with us right in our heart. By surrendering to him, one can escape the embrace of illusion, just as a dreaming person forgets his own body. This is the part I really want to focus on for class. One who wants liberation from fear, should constantly meditate upon him, Lord Hari, who is always on the platform of perfection and thus never subject to material nature. So Krishna, this is what I really want to speak on. He fulfills all our desires. So where do we put our attention, right? Where do we personally put our attention? I want you to start to think about where you put your attention. I have 3 like kind of supporting little things. Kamsa, right? He's always thinking of Krishna, that Krishna, that Krishna, that Krishna. Kamsa is this demon, he just wants to to slay this child of Devaki, because otherwise he's going to be slain. But he's always thinking of Krishna. And here in the purport, they describe Agasura and Bakasura and Keshi. So Aga actually, like, just as we all are individuals, we have a personal relationship with Krishna, right? We all have a different taste. We all have a different rasa. So here, Agasura actually, after the boys go in the mouth of this big serpent, and it smells bad, and they're like, God, we probably shouldn't walk into this cave, And then another boy's like, Krishna, he'll save us. So but Aga, when Krishna goes in there and expands, and Aga's flailing and he leaves his body, right? His soul actually merges into Krishna's. So like there's just so many different options. So there's that other option that was spoken about in the purport. We can merge into the light. So where are we putting our attention? You can become one with the light if you so desire. When I was a new devotee, I still get lights shows, but even when I saw my spiritual master, or when somebody spoke the truth in Bhagavatam class, happens sometimes, I get this either fuzzy light or bright light around them, and something happens. And I remember telling my guru, and he said, that's very nice, but don't get off the elevator there, right? So it's fun, but that's not where the real essence is. So I also wanted to talk about this fear, this like stressing, right? It's such a waste of time. Like we get stressed out, we worry about stuff. Our whole mind thinks about this thing that might happen, somebody's flying, or you're not going to be able to do something, right? You get stressed out. And you're putting all your energy there, and then the body follows it, right? The body, like, you get knots in your stomach, or you feel sick, or you just can't even get off the couch because you're overcome. So like where we put our attention thrives. Krishna fulfills all our desires. If we're desiring to be worried about something or not being able to do something, that's where we go. But ultimately, we're all afraid. We all want to be seen, right? We all want to be loved. And this fear can actually be a gift, right? Everything could be a gift. After you have the fear, you might think, oh, yeah, that was great. Now I turn to Krishna because I had this fear. And that's by using the wisdom, right? The chit, to see our eternal relationship with Hari, Radha Murlidhar. We can feel the bliss. We can feel the Sat Chit Ananda, this truth. We can feel what is real, what's eternal. With wisdom, we can feel the joy, and we can offer prayers. These are like the prayers of the personified Vedas we've been hearing for the last month or so, with a little interruptions of sacred holidays. But with prayers, with wisdom that allows us to respond to life with love, right? We can respond to our fears with love. And Sri Prahlad had spoken that it's not just love, it's with devotion, right? And it's not just devotional sentiment, it's with devotional service, right? It's by changing how we see things. Oh, I have to do this. No, I get to cook for Krishna today, or I get to wash these dishes today. So with the next few minutes, I do want to engage all of you. If you're able to, I want you to just close your eyes, right? So let this be a little interactive. Close your eyes and scan over your mind and see if there's anything negative you've been telling yourself, anything you're lacking, or anything you're afraid of. Once you have it, now I want you to scan over your body. Are you feeling anything anywhere? Okay. What is that energy? What is that energy? Feel it. Now think of Krishna. Now Krishna, he has a desire for you. He has a desire for you. He loves you. He loves you so much. I want you to feel his love now. And together, out loud, I want you to chant the Maha Mantra 3 times. Maybe picture Shri Shri Radha Murlidhar, right? Really engaged, really feel this feeling, feel Krishna's love for you. And I'm asking you to do a lot here. Now, picture Shri Shri Radha Murlidhar, who we take darshan of daily, and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And so the only one who really understands us is Krishna. Krishna, he fulfills all our desires. He gives us each what we want. If we want to be stuck, he'll let us be stuck. If we want to merge into the light, he'll let us merge into the light. You know, if we want to make little necklaces to be offered, then he'll let us do that. You know, some of us, we study. Some of us, we see Krishna at the beach or in the forest. Some of us, we love kirtan, right? Chant and be happy. Some of us need to move our bodies. We're all individuals. So I welcome you, lovely individuals. I left you 7 minutes. Please share your realizations, what you've gotten from this purport, the verse, the question, this chapter. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Bhima has his hand up. So nice, Bhima. Hari Hari. I'll give you 5.
Haribo Prabhujini. That's a wonderful class. What was great about it was, and in the end, that gathering of introspecting, contemplating, sitting still, and actually feeling what is this energy going through me, because that energy determines sort of like the foundation for your thoughts, and then of course thoughts, actions, actions, deeds, and then your destiny, and then your character. So you kind of like thwart it off right at the beginning by contemplation of the object of the senses or fear itself. That we grab it then, like Krishna grabbing Kamsa by the hair, and drag it down and just say, nope, So Krishna, even as a little boy, just ragdolled Kamsa. It makes it perfectly clear in the 10th canto that he ragdolled. That's like when a child has a rag doll. They just shake it back and forth, and the doll has no other choice but to go. So you just give that fear thoughts. And amazingly enough, you can actually offer them. Myself, it's just recently been a practice. Take this and offer that, because what are you going to do with it? Give him everything. And he takes care of it, by hook or by crook. Krishna takes care of those things. So thank you very much for a practical application over a short period of time of how to get in touch with yourself and therefore get in touch with Krishna. Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Min Prabhu, my sweet Min.
Thank you so much for the class. I was wondering when you would give class.
I'm
So
wondering when you're going to give class. I think everyone here should give class.
it's so nice to hear you give class. It was just really wonderful. And so many things you said really touched me and really related to a lot of things that I've been thinking about and hearing from my teachers. And so I was really happy how you sort of summed it up, even the way you started the class. Hear carefully, hear with your heart, pay attention. One of my teachers was telling me the other week, it doesn't matter how much education, and we hear this, from Prabhupada also, it doesn't matter how much education, worldly education you have, you may not be able to understand what the Bhagavatam is telling us. But if we have faith, a little bit of faith and sincerity to hear every word, then Krishna will reveal himself. And he was speaking about how every word in Bhagavatam has so much power because, like you said, not different from Krishna. So we could open ourselves to the words of Bhagavatam. And it's, I love that, and just hearing in general has been, it's so a great thing to do. I've been listening to lectures from this devotee who's giving series of classes on Vedic psychology, and she's been speaking a lot about our minds, and she's sort of helping us to understand how our minds react to senses. And she started with the sound first, and she did a little experiment where she's letting us hear different kinds of sounds, maybe 10, 15 sounds. And she said, just write down what you're feeling. Don't deliberate so much, 10 seconds. So there will be sound of baby laughing, water dropping, rains, and a car going by. So I'm just writing down what I'm feeling. And I was really caught off guard because the last sound she let us hear was a devotee chanting Maha Mantra. And I wasn't really expecting that. And I felt so much positive emotions I could ever imagine feeling in my heart and my body. I couldn't contain it to a point where I just started just sobbing. And it was just really kind of amazing to a point where I've been asking Krishna, what is your name? What is the holy name? Like, I hear that's not different from you. Like, can you please help me just a little bit, what is the holy name? And at that second, after that experience, I don't know if I don't know too much, but part of me felt what the holy name is, all the positive things I could ever imagine, the wonderful, beautiful things I could ever imagine is in the holy name. So it was such an amazing experience. I just bring that up because I just love how you emphasized hearing carefully and intentionally. So thank you.
Yeah. Dana Madori, can you share before you leave?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, it's just super quickly because we have no time. Otherwise, I'll echo all your glories that Min
Oh,
just so beautifully articulated. And just to ask you a question, how do you constantly meditate on Lord Hari? Do you have any suggestions for us?
yeah. I'm a lover of deity worship. I also think preparing for a class is great. I think we should all give classes. But yeah, even if you have just a picture in your home or a small deity, I've also gifted many people deities because even if people think they're not ready for them, it's like just to have Krishna in your home. It's like not just you have Krishna in your home. It's like, or the Bhagavatam. So if you don't have a deity, then if you have Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, pick a flower, offer prayers. I also have this book by I brought milk yesterday to Satsrup Maharaj, which is Ashram Radha Govinda. And Baladev gave me this book by Satsrup Das Goswami. I said I wanted some pictures of Radha Govinda put on our cow sanctuary website. Anyway, it's like pages and pages of prayers, right? So that's another way, offering prayers. So when we are stuck, just feeling the stuckness, don't just wipe it out, but feel it, but then offer prayers to move through it. Pray, picture in your mind. Like for me, Radha Govinda in Shri Shri Radha Govinda Mandir in Brooklyn is my Lord's, So here, Satsur Maharaj, these are his Lords, Radha Govinda, and it's like just so many prayers of how they reciprocate and how they look and how they show up in his life, So prayer is a huge boon, really, and I mean that's what we're hearing here, the prayers of the personified
Mm.
Vedas, So yeah, stop what you're doing. I really I think you have it. I think you have it.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much. Very inspiring. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Where is it? Oh, there they are.
You know, over there. Ikeshwar, turn over the screen, Ikeshwar.
We need to see Radha Muralidhar. We need to see them.
Ikeshwar,
We're in
flip the screen.
separation from them.
Turn the camera around. Turn the camera around. Jeez Louise.
Was that Janitai? Where is he? Should I spin it around?
Yeah. This is what we all been waiting for. Shri Shri Radha Muralidhar ki.
What is the spin option? There is a spin option.
Sure. Maybe you
Is
can
it the
just
tablet?
physically turn it around.
Is it the tablet? If it's the tablet, it's on the right, the menu.
Let's all picture them in our minds.
There's no way you can spin it around.
Gaura Chandra's strong chest.
But
There they are. Jai Shri Shri Radha Muralidhar.
I might have to. It's on focus. It's on focus on me. You see?
Yeah.
You see, it's supposed to be this way. So hold it this way.
Okay.
God feels lotus feet with great honor and his great across the ocean of equal suffering and obtain mercy. I only wish this to happen by things that the words of the king throws that is perfection that fulfills all the times. He opens my love and eye, and once my heart with unto knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth, from an ecstatic prayer and believed by ignorance of this story. The way scriptures see of this character.
Shut it off.
Our spiritual
Nice. The friend of the
Lord, Lord, Master devotee. Oh, Master, shut it off.
Lotus.
See.
We finish this.
There are three worlds. We take the world's speed. Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Okay. Krishna Kumari, what comes through in your class is your conviction that Krishna is there for us and we can easily reconnect. And you're so peaceful in that conviction. Thank you very much. Beautiful class. And thanks for encouraging everyone to contribute to the yajna by preparing to give class, by giving class. Yeah, it's wonderful service. Thank you.
Yeah, I was thinking about this verse. Yesterday when I saw no one was giving class, I was like, oh, I read the translation, and it was about giving up this fear and focusing on Hari. And there's a family member of mine that has a lot of distress, and I was really imagining and thinking like what will really help them. And I was thinking like, oh, serving the deity, like putting their focus on what they can make for the deity, as opposed to like, you know, what their struggles are. Yeah, I think, we just need to be really practical. Sometimes we really just just need to shift the mind. We need to take the reins of the horses and shift the mind. I would love to read what one of I just opened it up and the darshan wasn't coming through, from this book, Radha Govinda Reciprocate with Me. He actually, every page at the top of the poem says the title of the book, Radha Govinda Reciprocate with Me. So this is Satsvarup Das Goswami's book. Radha Govinda Reciprocate with Me. Radha Govinda, I must see you with kind eyes. I must look upon you with humble contrition. I want to beseech you, as in the prayer, Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhava to me. O Lord of the universe, kindly be visible unto me, right? Jagannath's got these big eyes. We want him to be visible to us all the time. You see the statue, but if you want to see the Lord, he has to reveal himself to your eyes. Lord Krishna says, I am not manifest to the non-devotees. I cover myself with my curtain of Maya. You want to see you with Radha beside you? I just have to become submissive. The praying is what will work. Please help me to be pure. I am grateful you reside with us in Virira Bhavan. So Virira Bhavan, that's what Satsvarup Maharaj calls where I live, Stuyvesant Falls. He calls it Virira Bhavan. So on all the milk I bring for Radha Govinda have big VBs on them. Like on
Maybe, what does that mean?
It's very esoteric. Bhavan is like the forest. Viraha. I don't know. I'll have to I wish Jeffrey was here. He could look it up. Let's see.
Bhima, what's your form? What's your form's name? Bhima Bhavan or something? Bhima Bhavan. How about that?
Viraha. Oh.
Thank you, Krishna Kumari. I'm looking at Adipurusha
I mean,
Prabhu's glowing face.
separation means separation, especially from a loved one. Wow, Satsvarup Maharaj is so deep. I mean, he got invited to go to Mayapur by Jayapataka Maharaj. He got a letter this last week, and he really, this is his mood of separation. It's like so beautiful. Of course, that's what Viraha Bhavan means, like the forest of separation.
Wow.
Of
That's
bhava, of bhav means like, this like ultimate love. I don't even know if there's a translation for bhav. For a while I was going to kirtans, and there were these devotees of another group that were really into bhav.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, I want to be into bhavan. Separation. First, we have to, realize that we are separate, right? And then long for that connection, right? Like Satsvarup Maharaj is longing for Krishna to be visible. How can we long?
Sweet. Thank you, Krishna Kumari. Min has her hand up.
Yeah, Min.
In connection to fear, the last couple of weeks I've been feeling a bit of anxiety and a disturbance in my mind. I have a huge picture of Radharani from Bhakti Center on my fridge. So I've been standing in front of her and praying to her. And I actually have been listening to all the lectures from Bhakti Center that I haven't attended or heard before. So all day I've been listening to the lectures. My favorite thing is, the afterglow where I get to hear the realizations and sharings of the devotees. And so, your voice, and Adipurusha's voice and Ananda Bihari's voice, Bhima's voice, they're in my consciousness actually. And, and it's funny because like now I want to hear you guys like all day long talking about Krishna. So it's been really helping me to have devotees' voices in my head all day, and they stay, when I go to sleep, when I wake up, like I hear you guys' voices, and it's the best thing, really.
One of those voices is a demon, so you have to cast him out. It's yours truly. So I suggest that you banish that voice because I don't listen to it. So there you go.
Bhima
Yeah.
Prabhu is very humble. Bhima Prabhu is the most humble devotee on this call. Okay, Adipurusha Prabhu, Krishna Mobile, please.
Thank you
unmute
for being
yourself.
here, Adi Parush. You're really special to us.
We are relishing your effervescence. I think I can't remember seeing someone enjoying class, giving class so much. You're a God-intoxicated person, Prabhupada would say. She's a God-intoxicated person. So that's wonderful. Thank you very much. And of course, the presentation was, shastric and appropriate and true. But what also comes across as the person giving the class. It says, hear the the talk given by the pure devotee is pleasing to the ear and satisfying to the heart. So thank you very much. We share Min's appreciation of like hearing everybody's voice every morning. We're taking shelter of this circle of devotees, of this community. Okay, all glories to Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Adi Parush. Your eyes they glow, your head glows. We could have a whole poem about how beautiful you are. My husband, whenever he gets mad when he hears something, I think we don't have that much association because I think Krishna's protecting us sometimes from making offenses. And he's like, if anyone should be worshipped, it should be Adi Parush.
Hare Krishna.
That's what my
Yeah,
husband
let's worship
said. And
Adi.
Whatever
not
you
even-
offer to me, we offer to Prabhupada. But last
That's
time
an
you came out-
attack. That's an attack, Adi. You have to ward that off.
No, we accept it and we
Put your
offer it to Guru.
cross your fingers
We accept it
like
and we
this.
offer it to our spiritual master by his grace. When she came out to distribute prasadam, the day after she was there, we were out there distributing, and people said, "Who is that girl?" She was right in the beginning in the front, pouring out lots of joy and love. The person serving is as important as the prasadam, really. So thank you very much. We look forward to you coming out again.
I pray Krishna allows me to real soon.
Come,
Today we're going to move the cows across the street.
bring the cows.
They're going to a pasture. I did have something else I wanted to say. It's just that, we want wisdom. So I did touch on it a little bit, but we really want wisdom that allows us to respond to all of life with love, with devotion, with Krishna consciousness. So, we want to be Krishna conscious, and Krishna has made it available to us. So we have to just be open to Prabhupada's mercy. It's all here for us. We can choose because Krishna's fulfilling all our desires, If one minute we're thinking, I hate my job, then you get laid off, then you're like, oh, I need money, Krishna, that's the way to give you. It's like, blah, 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 blah. So we really, we want to put our focus on pleasing and serving Krishna and being open to that devotion. Adiparusha's good friend.
Okay, John, unmute yourself. Unmute.
I don't want to ask too many questions. But where you mentioned fear. I thought that was interesting because I studied politics and I saw in the FDR mansion. I go up there and the big thing with FDR was you have nothing to fear but fear itself. The slogan of 45 when he was fighting the Nazis. So where do you think in the spiritual world the essence of where fear comes from?
It's separation from Krishna.
Yes, that's very nice.
Yeah, it's very simple. Yeah, separation, that you're not gonna have that love. You're not gonna feel that love. You're not gonna have that connection. Being separate from Krishna. We're with Krishna. Take me, Krishna, wherever you like. This side of the ocean, that side of the ocean, in the ocean, wherever, sleeping, awake. If we're with Krishna, we have no fear. Devaki Priti Prabhuji, share your wisdom. She's the
Thank you so
living,
much.
breathing
Thank
bhakti.
you so much for your class. I was
This
appreciative when you read that part about fear in the translation, and then you broke down what that means and how we can take shelter, and gave such wonderful examples of what to do with fear, because I have trouble with fear. And so I was like, yeah, she's talking about fear. Thank you, Krishna. I need to hear this. So thank you for your whole class. Thank you for your joy and enthusiasm in which you were giving your class, and helping remind us also to absorb what we're hearing, not just like passively be like sort of listening, but actually like absorb it into our hearts. And I pray I can be as joyful as you in my Krishna consciousness, even a little bit. I love your joy and enthusiasm. So thank you so much for sharing that with us and reminding us to take shelter of the Lord through prayer. I really appreciate you sharing that book. I've seen it, but I haven't got it yet, and you're making me even more hankering to want to get a copy. That book by Sastri Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Write your own prayers. Right? Write to your Murli Dar, your Radha Damodar. Right? Write to your beloved.
Thank you for that blessing. I used to write some, but I haven't in a long time, so maybe it's time to do that again.
Always time. Krishna is time. Allah. Krishna shows up as time.
Thank you so
Krishna
much.
Kumari is handling those questions like a pro.
Were you worried?
One line.
She's
I
got to
wanted
be,
to give class.
and none to be hard. She should be on the cycle,
Yeah.
Yeah, she should be in there.
Yes. I would love to hear from you every week.
So sweet.
Thank you, everyone. Hi, Krishna.
My daughter saw me yesterday preparing, and she goes, Mom, this is just what you need. You need to give, this is what you're meant to be doing, Mom.
Yeah, stop lecturing me, Mom.
No, she actually, she wants to hear from me. It's very sweet. She's the best. But also,
That's a true sign of an acharya. If your children want to hear from you, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's
like the
rare.
biggest miracle.
They want to like come under my
oh
armpit.
my God.
There's something about it. Like, I think I was forced into humility joining when I joined, because the ladies we didn't ever give Bhagavatam class, but I was thrown happily into 26 Second Avenue, the Lower East Side, when we received that Tirtha back in 1991, and I got to organize all the classes. And when nobody could give class, I'd give class. And we're all able to speak to new people because you can give what you know, and that's what Prabhupada really wanted. He wanted us all to be churning and just what you read, share with somebody. What you hear, share with somebody. Your inspiration from your japa, share it with somebody. and I think it's important to actually give class to peers, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity because I've done many, even over the recent years, I've given many classes and set up programs at yoga studios and different things for newer people. But it's important for me to be with you all, my peers, and my seniors, Adi Purush Prabhu and Bhima, and because it keeps us in check, right? It helps us to strive even more. So we're starting a new sangha up here, and my desire is for everyone to give class every week. We're going to do Bhagavad Gita, even the teenagers. I think everyone should be giving class. You know, what's 20 minutes? Who can't repeat something for 20 minutes that they've heard, you know, from Prabhupada's books? So yeah, everyone here should give class. I'm inspired to hear from you all. It will help all of us. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna Kumari.
The classic format for class was that one person would speak and try to fill up the whole 40 minutes, you know, and then reduce everybody else to wallpaper. It's like, you know, it's nice to hear, but it's nice also to have the interactive. So we've been breaking into this format. Not everybody gets it, but most people have got it by now. That they know that I'm free to say something, to share whatever Krishna's giving me. Everybody's got a piece of the puzzle. Okay, Hare Krishna.
What is the verse, Krishna Kumari? The sages are enlivened by the questions of those listening, and they are enlivened to answer the questions, which further enlivens the sages listening. So it's this reciprocation. What do you know? What the exact?
No, I don't
No,
have it.
who knows? Who knows that here online? It's that we're enthused by reciprocation within communication. That it's actually not something that is groundbreaking. But there was a time when there were questions being asked, and then the sage would answer them, the selected speaker.
We'll look that up for you, Bhima Prabhu. But yeah, you're right. You're right. Maharaj Parikshit wasn't just sitting around. He was asking questions actively. So Shrimad Bhagavatam itself is a dialogue. So Shrimad Bhagavatam class should reflect that format where everybody gets to speak. And Adi Purusha Prabhu, by the way, is behind this cultural shift where the audience is encouraged to contribute by speaking. Adi Purusha Prabhu single-handedly shifted the culture.
I'm
Beautiful.
trying to show people how to do it by interjecting at inappropriate times.
Thank you, Bhima Prabhu.
Yeah, that's what I was telling our community here is that, you know, if somebody, even if the 15-year-old gives class, they have the whole room is there to support them. You know, they speak for 15 minutes and then it becomes alive, you know, when we're just hearing something. I guess that's what Adi Purush is saying, become like wallpaper, you know, just like, whoa. But when you're asked to participate, you know, you're being called on. Sachinanda Maharaj, he came up here to look at this gorgeous project, and this really amazing person drove him. But, you know, you might think like we're in this meeting and it's of these different people. And then it was like, the driver wasn't just a driver, but when I think about it, it's like what the driver gave to the meeting, like Sachinanda Maharaj was like, oh, this is what we're meant to hear. Like this came into this circle of this meeting, you know, what this person is sharing. So it's like, you know, he wasn't just the driver, but just the idea that even the driver, you know, can offer, just like Krishna
Yeah,
of our chariot.
yeah. Great, thank you, Krishna Kumari. Wonderful class. Dana Krishna's Radharani, please recite the mantra to complete the wonderful yagya led by Krishna Kumari today.
Oh, how wonderful, how wonderful. You guys there hear me?
Oh,
It's a little It sounds a little ecstatic, Dana Krishna's running. Maybe it's just me.
No, it's probably my connection. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. How wonderful is Krishna! Oh, Hare Bo, Hare Bo. I love you guys so much. This is so wonderful, so wonderful. Thank you. It's like a ginormous hug. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dana Krishna's Radharani. Okay, Hare Krishna, happy Monday. Don't be discouraged. Keep serving. Come again tomorrow for another class. Yeah. The cow mantra from Bhima.